Hello everyone, Hassan here. I'm going to be giving you my review of the Disney movie, Christopher Robin. I got to watch it last night, and let's just get straight into my review. It fell within the expectation that was delivered through the trailers. We got to experience some of that emotion, some of that connection, and it's really about adulthood in some way because Christopher Robin is grown up now and he's busy in adult life and adult responsibilities, which has sort of moved him away from his family and some things which are actually more important in life than work. Although in this case, you know, in his work, it was kind of important because the jobs of several people were sort of under, you know, his sort of say influence. And if he didn't make the right decision, a lot of those people could be fired. So you could say he was being very noble in that sense. But in the process, he sort of lost the relationship with his family, especially his daughter. Now, Pooh has now suddenly turned up in this world. And that's because he's looking for Christopher Robin. And he finds him because they need to find their friends. Tigger, Eeyore, Piglet. What's the kangaroo's name? Nonetheless. So they go back to 100 Acre Wood. 100 Acre Jungle? What's it called? 100. And that's... And the entire movie is really a sort of a journey into Christopher Robin's current life and, you know, rediscovering what's important, what was fun in his childhood, what were the important things, what are some of the important lessons that it was kind of interesting. Some of the important lessons came from a younger Christopher Robin versus the older one. Wow, that's some wise kid. Nonetheless, really, really lovely connection between Winnie the Pooh and Christopher. Very emotional. Ultimately, they do find their friends, and Christopher Robin returns, and then his friends need to go back into Christopher Robin's world to help him out. It's a very simple story, actually. For what it is, and I think it did just fine. I actually like Ewan McGregor. I loved his film Moulin Rouge, and then some of his other movies. Of course, he came out and he was Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he did a pretty good job of it as well. So I don't really get to watch many of his movies nowadays, but I actually liked him in this one. And I think he's got a pretty good thing going with Disney. Pooh. I actually was not very happy with the visualization of Pooh, although the rest of his friends, Tigger, they were really nicely done. Not sure why they landed on this version of Pooh, though. He actually didn't look like his cartoon version, and yet all the other characters did, except for maybe the owl and the rabbit, because they went for a real looking creature. But, you know, Tigger and Piglet and the kangaroo, they all just look exactly like they were in the cartoon, so why couldn't they do the same with Pooh? Nonetheless, Alison Cummings' voice is really, really good. Very sweet, very warm. There were some scenes in this movie that touched me really, really deeply, so I had a good time with it. I mean, the trailer gave us the expectation of a nice, sweet, warm, good feel sort of movie, and that's what you got. Nothing over the top, nothing grand, but in its small way, in its way, very, very beautiful for what it was. So that's pretty good, actually. The characters were nicely used. The visualization was good. Disney used a frame in this movie, a color palette, a frame, you know. What was it called? It's called, what is that word? Jeez. I'm forgetting the word, but they use a color tone throughout the movie, which I actually don't like. I think they try to bring a sense of reality or something. But nonetheless, it could have been a little bit more jolly. It was a little bit of a bluish gray sort of a tinge throughout the entire movie. They've used that in some of their other movies as well. Anyways, for what it is, it's a good movie, very sweet. If you liked the characters when you were younger, Pooh character. I actually saw not so many of the cartoons, some of them, but I like them for what they were. Pooh is extremely warm, kind, and cute, and such a lovable character that you can't miss with this one. So great on Disney. I recommend that you watch it. I think it's a pretty good movie. Nice, if you're looking out for a nice, simple, easygoing movie with some sweet and, you know, some warmth and some great connectivity. Great. So do that. yeah, I mean, for a simple movie, I think that's pretty much all that I can say about it. Certainly worth a watch. Give it a shot. And let me know what you think. I'll catch you next time. There's some really hot movies coming up. And I'm looking to catch them on the big screen. So until then, see ya.